Why are you convinced that Darwinism is more philosophy than science?
Darwinism is science insofar as it is used at the level at which it really works empirically, and that's the micro level. Darwinism is a scientific explanation for why you get offshore island species that differ somewhat from species on the mainland. And there it's a fruitful research program. It's plausible. It's up to a point can be demonstrated, although even there only up to a point, I'm afraid. But it's legitimate good science. Now, Darwinism becomes philosophy when you make the extrapolation and say that's how we get things in the first place. The great example of that would be that there was a scientific hypothesis that in periods where the trees of a forest were darkened by industrial smoke, moths which were dark in color would be better able to survive because the birds wouldn't be able to see them, and light-colored moths would be eaten more often, and so for a time you would get more dark moths and fewer light moths in a population. And some observations were done which seemed to confirm this. Now that's perfectly good science, and it explains why when you have a population of light moths and dark moths both present in the population, you'll get more light moths at one time and more dark moths at another. Darwinism's perfectly good for explaining things like that. But when you take that evidence and you say, and that tells us how we got trees and moths and birds and scientific observers in the first place, that's pure philosophy. The amount of science in it is negligible. And of course that's what's important about Darwinism. Nobody really cares all that much why you have more light and dark moths other than people whose professional mission is to study that. What the population wants to know is, how did we get here? And when the Darwinists try to answer that, it's pure philosophy.